Hello class, today we're going to talk about our rational exponents. These would be things, rational of course means fractions. So these are numbers that have exponents that are fractions. So 3 to the negative 2/3, 4 to the positive 5/2. These are rational exponents. And we're going to talk about how do we deal with these. So here's how this works. If a to the 1 over n is an nth root of a and m is a positive integer, then a to the m over n is equal to a to the 1 over n raised to the m. So what this means is we have the nth root of a raised to the m. So for example, we have 4 raised to the 3/2 power. So this is 4 raised to the 1/2 power and then raised to the 3rd power, so cubed. Well, the 1/2 power, that is an nth root. So that is actually the square root of 4 cubed. So square root of 4 is 2, so this is 2 cubed, which is 8. All right. Now what about those negatives? The way the negative exponent works is all it does is it takes the positive stuff and makes the reciprocal of it. So a to the negative m nth would be 1 over a to the m over n. And then you do this same as you did right here. So this is a to the 1 over n, which is the nth root of a raised to the m power. So we have 1 over the nth root of a to the m, provided that a doesn't equal 0. Because if a equals 0, then we end up dividing by 0, which we can't do. So for example, 81 to the negative 3/4. Well, since we have a negative exponent, this is going to be 1 over 81 to the positive 3/4. So 3/4, this denominator here moves out to the front into our root. So this is the 4th root of 81 cubed. Well, the 4th root of 81 is 3, so we have 3 cubed, 1 over 3 cubed. So this is 1 over 27. So 127. All right? That's how this works. So let's do a couple of these. So we're going to evaluate each expression. We're going to do this one, first one, without using a calculator. All right? So what we have 16 to the 3/2 power. Well, that denominator there, that is an nth root. So that means this is the second root, or the square root of 16. And the square root of 16 is 4. And so we have 4 cubed, which is 64. And you can either write this as an exponent like this, where it's 16 to the 1/2 power cubed, or you can write it in radical form. So instead of saying to the 1/2 power, you can say the square root of 16 cubed. And notice it's the same thing. It's still 4 cubed, which is 64, either way. It just depends on how do you like it. Do you like it in exponent form? Do you like it in radical form? Now, a lot of times this is going to be preferred because your calculator, it's easier to type this in, or to type this in than it is to type in something with a 4th root or a 3rd root or something like that. Like problem B. So B, we have 32 to the negative 3/5. So first we're going to take care of that negative right there. And so it's going to be 1 over 32 to the positive 3/5. Well, that fifth, that's 32 to the 1/5 times 3. All right. Or if you prefer, that is the 5th root of 32. So what can you multiply by itself 5 times to equal 32? And well, that's 2. So the 5th root of 32 is 2, so we have 1 over 2 cubed. 2 cubed is 8, so we have 1 over 8. All right? And that's how this works. When you're working this out, a lot of times you can do this without a calculator. Take the nth root of the number first. So whatever that denominator is, take that as an nth root of your base. And do that first, and then raise it to the exponent. All right? So I want you to do these here. Go ahead and see if you can work these out. All right. So what we have, we're going to go just with these, we just put them in the calculator. 9 does not have a pretty fifth root. So just stick it in the calculator, round your answer to 2 decimal places if necessary. And this is how it's going to look in the calculator. Use that little housetop thing to get the exponents to enter your powers in. And you just enter them just like this. All right? So 12 to the 3/8, we're actually going to enter that into the calculator just like that. 12 rooftop 3/8. So it rounds to 2 decimal places, 2.54. And C. Now, C, a lot of calculators will not let you enter in an nth root. So you change it to an exponent form. First, put it in exponential form. And so this is the 4, that's your root, becomes your denominator. So it's 7 to the 3/4 power, which you can type straight into the calculator like this. Get your answer of 4.303, so approximately 4.30. Right? So not too bad, pretty simple. We're going to do a couple, let you do some examples here. Okay, so there's a lot of examples, but that's okay. I want you to pause the video, work these out. They're not real hard. These first 4, please do these without using the calculator. All right? These are going to come out nice and easy. The bottom 4, type it in the calculator, round to 2 decimal places if necessary. All right? So pause the video and do those. All right, let's see how you did. So the first 4, 5 through 8. There are those answers. You can check your answers. If you got them right, great. You can fast forward the video a little bit. If not, explanation. So 4 to the 5/2 power. 2 is our root, so this is the square root. So the square root of 4 raised to the 5th. Well, the square root of 4 is 2. 2 to the 5th is 32. All right? Now over here, we have that negative exponent. So that means it's going to be 1 over. Then we have the square root of 2, because that's our denominator. Sorry, square root of 9. 2 is our root in. So the square root of 9, which is, so 1 over 3. Here we have 3/4 power of 81. So that 4 is our denominator, that is our root. So we have the 4th root of 81, and then raised to the numerator, so raised to the 3rd power. 4th root of 81 is 3, 3 cubed is 27. This one, I wrote this out, but we really don't need any of this, because 1 to any exponent is 1. This is the 7th root of 1. Well, what can you multiply by itself 7 times to get 1? 1. And then raise it to the 8th power. So 1 to the 8th is 1. So anything 1 to the any power right here is 1. These 4 here, even easier because we're just going to type these all straight in the calculator. Just these 2, just exactly the way they look. These 2, first we're going to need to change into exponents. And so here that is, this is 16 to the 5/4. Remember, your root becomes the denominator, and you type that into your calculator. And here we go again, just typing it into the calculator. The root to 3 becomes our denominator, so we have 2 over 3. So we just type that straight in and get that. Approximately, that one obviously was rounded. And that's rational exponents. Those are actually pretty simple. They look really complicated, but they're really not. The important thing to remember is that the denominator is the root, the numerator is the power. And that's that. Hope it helps, and I'll see you next time.